This is Jonathan Nagy of Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Ben Shalom. We're here in Wembley ahead of Adam Azim, Sergey Lipinets on Saturday night. Ben, excited for this one? It's got all the makings of an explosive fight. Is that what you're expecting?
Yeah, I'm expecting a great fight. Sergey looks in great shape, comes in full of confidence, and it's a massive test for Adam Azim. And every time he steps up, we think, right, we can go again. But that O'Hara Davies performance we were starting to see what we see in the gym, in the ring, and it was superb. And we thought, let's go to world level. Sergey Lipinets is a top operator, coming off the back of a great win as well. But he's a vicious man, and he's a hard man, and he's a guy that's not going to give up, and he's a guy that's going to take Adam into deep waters, and he's a guy that's been there and done it. And so it's a great test for Adam Azim, and yeah, it's a defining night in his career on Saturday night.
In terms of Azim, how's he doing in terms of like numbers at the gate on TV? You know, is he one of your top guys in that respect? Without
a doubt. I think to have someone at 22 years old that's already headlining, that's already outperforming other headliners, that's already taking tests like this, he's so young. The sky is his limit, but he's got to keep on winning. I think the main concern with a fighter at his stage of his career isn't necessarily how good they are. We know how good he is. It's can he take it in his stride, can he switch off? He's been on his Nokia phone for the past 2 weeks. He doesn't touch social media. I know we've seen all that, but you know, he has a team, and he's just getting on with it. He's just enjoying himself. As I say, headlining on the Sky, doing great numbers, back headlining at Wembley, which is about 20 minutes from where he grew up. So it'll be a great atmosphere in Saturday night, but most importantly, he's got to get the win against a very tough Sergey Lipinets.
You would have seen all the talk after Dalton Smith's win about them offering you at least two opponents for the Ben Eubank card. According to Eddie Hearn, they were both rejected. What's your response? Is that true?
Listen, I just think Eddie was trying to distract as much from the opponent that Dalton Smith was fighting as possible. And the whole every time Dalton Smith fights, it's like a promotion for Adam Azim. Again, they weren't talking about their fight. I think Adam Azim is fighting a fighter that is better than any of the fighters that they've either faced. I think Sergey Lipinets would eat the opponent for breakfast. I don't even know his name, who they fought, and that's no disrespect. I think he should be miles ahead of where Adam's at 28 years old. And yeah, you see him boxing all the time, and it's always, and I've got a lot of respect for Dalton. I think he's a great fighter, and I think he's been put in an uncomfortable position because you see all the time a fighter calling out the big name, a fighter calling out this, calling out that. It's very rare that you get that from a 28-year-old to a 22-year-old, but that's where we're at, and that's credit, I think, to Adam Azim, that he's creating that much noise, that he's got fighters far further along their career, supposedly, calling him out. But yeah, Adam Azim's got a fight on Saturday night, and then we can look at what's next.
So could he still land on that Ben Eubank card, or not really?
Listen, it was very difficult to negotiate a fight when you've got such a big fight coming up. So Montana Love was a few weeks ago. We said, look, yeah, that's fine, we get through that. Then Montana Love pulled out on us, not our fault, and that happens a lot. And I think the other guys got to see what happens. Not many fighters want to fight Adam Azim, and then we were told one of these opponents, and it's fight week, and we've got to sign off on a fight. We don't even know what's going to happen on Saturday night. The money that's being offered isn't anything more than what he's earning on Saturday night, and so we've got a huge fight. It's very hard to agree his next fight before his next one, and I think everyone in boxing understands that. He's then got to take a month off for Ramadan, which he takes very seriously, and so I think it's all noise to distract from who Dalton Smith is fighting and how big a star Adam Azim's becoming. But it's flattering, it's good. Me and Eddie, we don't hate each other. I think he's just jealous of Adam Azim.
Tony Bellew said, like, look, I don't think right now Azim's actually ready for Dalton Smith. Do you think there's a difference in their trajectories? Dalton's a bit more experienced, you know, but Adam, if he wins on Saturday, he's beating a former world champion. So where are they in terms of where they're at?
Look, the truth is, Adam Azim's being fast-tracked and has probably got to the same stage or level, or even further level than Dalton Smith has in a much longer career, and I think he deserves credit for that. Is it the right fight from a financial point of view, from any point of view to take next? Who knows? But the fight's going to happen, and they know if they've got any chance, it's as early as possible. And so I think they've ran out of ideas. And I don't want to, as I say, this isn't about Dalton Smith. I think he's a great lad, and he's got an unbelievable career ahead. But they've probably ran out of ideas, and they have for a while, and that's why you've seen him fighting opponents like he fought last week. And the way out is trying to get Adam Azim as early as possible. Adam Azim's on a big path, on a big trajectory. As I say, it's stupid for anyone to look beyond Saturday night, because that is a fucking tough fight, and anyone in boxing knows it's a tough fight. Sergey is coming fit as anything and ready to put on a big statement, and I want to see how we get through Saturday, and then we can talk about the rest. But one thing is for sure, is that the whole division is looking at Adam Azim.
Callum Simpson on the undercard, straight back in there. The guy up there, you had a bit to say. What are you expecting from that?
Good. Obviously his opponent does have a real knockout power. Don't know too much about him. His record is good. He's come extremely game, as we saw, and it's a good test for Callum to defend his Commonwealth title 3 weeks after a great performance against Steve Woodall. He's going from strength to strength. The key is activity. If he can come through on Saturday night, he'll be at Oakwell next, and it'll be the full stadium this time.
And Ben Whitaker, any latest with him and when he's going to return?
Should have news soon. Should have positive news soon, and looking forward to the resurgence.
And then just on Chris Eubank Jr, Conor Benn, happy with everything that's happened. Obviously the fight's signed, and you did have some complaints about the rehydration clause and things like that, but drawing into it now, are you happy with the situation and that it's going to go ahead?
I'm happy it's done. I think if you're going to box at a weight, you box at a weight. It was, for me, I know they sort of mentioned it, they said they mentioned it before in November or something like that. I'd never heard about a rehydration until 2 days before, and I think sometimes you take someone down the road of a fight so far, all the other terms get agreed, everything's done, and then suddenly things change at the last minute. It puts fighters in a difficult position. Ultimately, more will be said on that, I'm sure. It's the fighters that really make the decision on the weight, but as I say, from where I was stood, I thought it was unnecessary. I thought it was late, and the reality is, it takes a little bit of the shine off. I think you've seen Brian McIntyre's comments about Crawford and Canelo, and that's the way boxing should be. They talk about the IBF and second day weigh-in, but it's a much higher weight limit, or it's a higher weight limit for the middleweight limit on the second day weigh-in. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. I think let's wait till the fight gets formally announced at the press conference, and then I'm sure everyone will have their say.
Ben Shalom, appreciate your time. We'll see you Saturday night at Wembley Arena or on Sky Sports.
Thank you.
Thank you.